The year was 1529. A vast army stood poised to strike at the heart of Europe. At its head was Suleiman the Magnificent, Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. He was a ruler of immense power and ambition. His gaze was fixed on Vienna, the seat of the Habsburg Empire. Suleiman's objective was clear: to capture Vienna and shatter the Habsburgs' hold on Central Europe. This was not merely a military campaign, it was a clash of two powerful empires, two different worlds. The fate of Europe hung in the balance. Suleiman, known for his military prowess and his patronage of the arts, was determined to add Vienna to his list of conquests. He envisioned Vienna as a stepping stone to further expansion into the heart of Europe. The stage was set for a confrontation that would echo through history. The seeds of the siege were sown years earlier on the blood-soaked field of Mohacs. In 1526, Suleiman's armies had crushed the Hungarian forces at this fateful battle. The young Hungarian king, Louis II, perished in the rout. Hungary, once a strong kingdom, was left in chaos. A power vacuum emerged, leading to a bitter civil war for the throne. Two claimants emerged, Ferdinand of Habsburg and John Zapolya. Suleiman saw an opportunity in this turmoil. He threw his support behind Zapolya, using him as a pawn in his grand strategy. The Battle of Mohacs sent shockwaves across Europe. It revealed the terrifying might of the Ottoman war machine and served as a stark warning to the rest of Christendom. The fall of Hungary had opened a gateway to the west, leaving Vienna exposed and vulnerable. In the spring of 1529, Suleiman mobilized a vast army, perhaps the largest Europe had ever seen. Over 100,000 soldiers, along with thousands of camp followers, marched towards Vienna. The Ottoman army was a formidable force, a mix of elite janissaries armed with muskets and cannons, alongside cavalry units and irregular troops. The sheer size of the Ottoman army was intended to intimidate. It was a display of military might designed to cow the defenders of Vienna into submission. The sight of the Ottoman banners approaching must have struck fear into the hearts of even the bravest. As the Ottoman army drew closer to Vienna, the air grew thick with anticipation. Suleiman was confident in his overwhelming numerical superiority. He believed that Vienna would fall easily, adding another jewel to his already impressive crown. Vienna, though lightly defended, was determined to resist. The city's walls were hastily reinforced, and every able-bodied man was pressed into service. Leading the defense was Niklas Graf Salm, a seasoned military commander known for his courage and tactical acumen. Queen Mary of Hungary, sister of the Habsburg Emperor Charles V, rallied the citizens of Vienna. Despite facing overwhelming odds, the defenders of Vienna refused to surrender. They knew that the fate of their city and perhaps of Europe rested on their shoulders. The citizens of Vienna worked tirelessly alongside soldiers, repairing fortifications and preparing for the inevitable onslaught. They stockpiled food and ammunition, bracing themselves for a long and arduous siege. The air crackled with a sense of defiance and determination. In late September 1529, the Ottoman army arrived at the gates of Vienna. The siege began. Ottoman cannons roared, pounding the city walls with relentless fury. Tunnels were dug beneath the fortifications, aiming to bring down the defenses from within. The defenders of Vienna endured terrible hardships. Disease spread through the cramped and unsanitary conditions within the city walls. Food and water became scarce. Yet they fought on, repelling wave after wave of Ottoman attacks. The Ottoman forces faced difficulties of their own. The long journey from Constantinople had taken its toll. Supplies were running low, and the morale of the troops began to waver. The stubborn resistance of the Viennese was not part of Suleiman's plan. Day after day, the Ottomans launched furious assaults against the walls of Vienna, yet each time they were met with fierce resistance. The defenders, inspired by Salm's leadership, fought with unwavering courage. They manned the walls, rained down fire on the attackers, and counterattacked with daring sorties. Niklas Graf Salm, despite being seriously wounded, continued to direct the defense. His bravery and tactical brilliance proved crucial in holding back the Ottoman tide. He became a symbol of hope and defiance for the beleaguered defenders. The Ottomans, accustomed to swift victories, found themselves bogged down in a protracted siege. Their numerical superiority was negated by the defenders' tenacity and the strength of Vienna's fortifications. The siege had become a war of attrition, and time was not on Suleiman's side. As the siege dragged on and winter approached, Suleiman grew increasingly impatient. He knew that he had to break the deadlock soon. With the weather worsening, his army would be vulnerable to disease and the harsh elements. He ordered one final all-out assault on the city. On October 14th, the Ottomans launched their most ferocious attack yet. Thousands of soldiers surged towards the walls of Vienna, determined to breach the defenses. The fighting reached a fever pitch, a desperate struggle for survival. The defenders, exhausted but resolute, fought with the courage of desperation. They knew that if the Ottomans breached the walls, all would be lost. They fought for their homes, their families, and their faith. Despite their ferocity, the final Ottoman assault was beaten back. The defenders, clinging to their hard-won advantage, inflicted heavy casualties on the attackers. Demoralized and facing mounting losses, the Ottoman forces finally faltered. Suleiman, realizing that victory was beyond his grasp, made the difficult decision to lift the siege. On October 16, 1529, the Ottoman army began its retreat. The siege of Vienna was over. The city, battered but unbroken, had withstood the might of the Ottoman Empire. The retreat of the Ottoman army was a moment of immense relief and jubilation for the defenders. They had defied the odds and defended their city against an overwhelming force. The victory at Vienna would resonate throughout Europe, marking a turning point in the struggle against Ottoman expansion. The Siege of Vienna marked a turning point in the Ottoman-Habsburg Wars. Although the Ottomans would remain a formidable force in Europe for centuries to come, their aura of invincibility was shattered. The failure to capture Vienna marked the limits of their expansion into Central Europe. For the Habsburgs, the successful defense of Vienna was a major victory. It solidified their hold on Central Europe and bolstered their prestige. The siege also highlighted the importance of Vienna as a strategic bulwark against Ottoman expansion. The siege had a profound impact on the political landscape of Europe. It deepened the existing religious and cultural divide between the Christian West and the Islamic East. The memory of the siege would continue to shape relations between these two worlds for centuries to come. Among the heroes of the siege, Niklas Graf Salm stands out. His leadership, courage, and tactical brilliance were instrumental in the city's successful defense. Though he succumbed to his wounds shortly after the siege, his legacy lived on. Today, a monument to Niklas Graf Salm stands in Vienna, a testament to his bravery and sacrifice. He's remembered as a symbol of the city's resilience and its determination to resist tyranny. His story continues to inspire generations later. The monument to Salm serves as a reminder of the human cost of conflict and the importance of courage in the face of adversity. It stands as a tribute not just to Salm, but to all the defenders of Vienna who fought so valiantly for their city. The Siege of Vienna was more than just a military engagement. It was a clash of empires, of religions, and of cultures. It represented the high watermark of the Ottoman advance into Europe and served as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. The siege continues to resonate in the 21st century. It reminds us of the enduring power of human courage and the importance of defending our values against those who seek to destroy them. The story of the Siege of Vienna is a powerful testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome even the most daunting challenges. As we look back on this pivotal event, we are reminded of the importance of understanding our shared history. The Siege of Vienna serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of conflict and the importance of dialogue and understanding in a world often divided by differences.